Hello and welcome to On the Couch with Steve, a podcast where we help you navigate the complex world of buying and selling real estate. I'm Steve Athanates. I'm the owner of NG Real Estate here in Ipswich. Today we are talking about the market wrap-up for May 2023 for the Ipswich real estate market. I've got the beautiful Kira Colledge from River 949. She's going to ask me some questions about what our Ipswich real estate market has done in May this year. We'll talk about the comparisons between May this year and May last year, and we'll go from there.
Perfect. So how did May go for you guys with new listings? Okay,
now, great question. Listings compared to this time last year, this May 2023, we listed, it was 47 properties. So 47 properties in 60 days.
Yeah.
So still a good, solid number of listings. But May last year, 85 listings.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so I guess what that tells us is that there's roughly half the amount of listings currently on the market than there was this time a year ago.
Right.
That represents great news for sellers because, we've talked about this before, Ipswich house prices continue to remain really, really strong. Okay, Ipswich is considered, and this is factually put out by realestate.com, that the Ipswich real estate market is the best performing region in Queensland.
Yeah.
So some areas like the Sunshine Coast have dropped in the vicinity of 6%. Ipswich has only dropped 0.1%.
That's incredible.
Yes, it is. It is really good. So consequently, guess how many houses we sold?
Tell me, how many?
Well, for the month of May 2023, we sold 60 homes. So two a day for the month of May. Okay, that equates to $33 million worth of Ipswich real estate that we sold in a 31-day period. So nothing wrong with the market here, Kira.
That's fantastic. So is consumer confidence pretty strong when it comes to looking at buying properties at the moment?
Look, I'd say generally yes. There is still a really strong buyer demand. Like obviously we're doing open homes every weekend.
Yeah.
Now, some of our open homes, we're attracting anywhere up to 25, 30 groups of people. So not individuals, but groups of people. So sometimes, we're filling streets and, like if you go to the front door of our open home, it's like it's the world's best shoe collection. There's a great array of stuff there that you could pick up. You just come out, you get the best pair of shoes and off you go. I'm joking. Don't do that at our open home, please. Someone will get very upset. But I guess the point I'm making is there's strong buyer numbers.
Yeah.
So even though there's only half as much stock as there was this time a year ago, there's still a lot of buyers.
Right. So what do you say to anybody who's looking to buy a property today?
Okay. I would still say buy with certainty. Okay. And most of the people that we're dealing with are buying for a long-term goal. Right. So do you mean it's going to be their family home? So most people are staying in these properties 10, 15, 20 years or sometimes even longer.
Yeah.
So if a property has what you want, it's in the area that you want to be in, okay, you're not going to worry so much about what's going to happen in the short term in the next, say, 2 to 3 years.
No.
You're thinking long term, and this is your family home for a long time.
Awesome.
So buy what you want in the area that you want. Yes, I'm not going to pretend that house prices are exactly cheap at the moment relative to what they were. But at the end of the day, if it's what you want, you're going to buy it because you're going to be there a long time.
That's right. Exactly. So what would you say to somebody who's looking to sell their property today?
Okay. Again, a great question. I would suggest if you want to sell now.
Okay. Why?
Okay. Lots of different reasons, but the biggest reason is I just said we've got basically 50% less stock than we had a year ago. We've still got a really strong buyer demand. So effectively, if you sell now, you get to sell in isolation. Right? Because there's a strong buyer pool, but a really limited amount of stock.
Yeah.
Okay, so people they've basically got far less choice than they did have. Now, what's about to happen, and we talk about this all the time, unfortunately, interest rates keep going up on us, but there's a whole heap of people who are going to come out of fixed term rates.
Right.
Now, a lot of these people, unfortunately, are going to be stressed on a mortgage basis because Some of them are going to come out at sub 2%,
and
they're going to pop out at just under 6%. So their mortgage repayment is going to triple.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for a lot of people, that is extremely, extremely daunting. Okay. Frightening even. So for those people, they might be able to hang on for a month or two on savings. But for some of those people, unfortunately, they're going to be forced to sell.
Yeah.
Now, what that means is there's going to be more stock come to market. Okay. Same amount of buyers, more houses. So all of a sudden, the equation turns.
Yeah.
Okay, and it becomes a buyer's market.
Absolutely.
So if it's a buyer's market, what will happen to house prices?
They'll go down.
Yeah. Well, realestate.com says could be anywhere in the next 6 to 9 months, house prices could decrease anywhere between 5 and 9%.
That's a huge drop.
Yep. So for a seller, what that means is if you want to sell, I'm not suggesting you sell your house for no good reason, but if you want to sell, whether it be for work commitments, family reasons, whatever it could be. I'm just listed a house during the week where people have come out from Ireland. Okay, lovely people living on a 2-acre property here in Ipswich, but their parents are getting older.
Yeah.
They've got kids now, which hardly ever get to see their grandparents and their nephews and cousins and all those sorts of things. So they've made the decision, we're going back.
Yeah.
And they're going back for good. So they're not selling for an insignificant reason. They're selling for a lifestyle reason, and a really important one to them. So for them, timing is perfect. Okay, they can still jump out at what we would say is a higher level of the market, get top dollar and take that money back to where they're going. So if you want to sell now.
Perfect. So we've talked about buyer's market. How's the rental market doing?
Yeah, look, it has changed. It has changed. A couple of weeks back, we had Cassandra Jeffs, our business development manager, on. Days on market for rentals starting to go up.
Oh.
Reason being is there's a greater supply of rental properties, particularly in new house areas. So here in Ipswich, our new house areas are Deebing Heights, predominantly, Ripley, South Ripley. Right. Okay, now a lot of people built investment properties. Now during the COVID period, a lot of these builds have been delayed quite significantly.
Yeah.
So what we've now found is a lot of these properties are coming to market all at the same time, which has created
a demand,
an oversupply.
Oh.
So there has always been good demand, but there was an undersupply.
Right.
So now we've got an oversupply, which is starting to push rents down. Oh. And if you don't decrease, I'm not saying you're coming down massively, but if you don't adjust to the market expectation, days on market goes up.
Right.
Now what I guess tenants need to understand is for every week that property sits on the market, that a landlord was looking for, say, $20 or $30 a week more, they lose the whole rental amount. So let's say you've got a $500 a week property, you leave it sit vacant for 3 weeks, you just lost $1,500. Okay, so instead of getting $480 a week and filling it up straight away, they waited and they held out for 3 weeks. So what we're finding is that some of our owners in our rental properties, of our investment properties, are being forced to readjust their thinking because there is now a bit of an oversupply in those areas. So there is some really positive news for tenants.
Yeah.
Okay. The drastic shortage is over. Okay. It's still reasonably tight, but it's not like, we haven't got people, generally being forced to live in cars. I heard something on the radio the other day where people were saying, some people are being forced to rent a car and sleep in the car because it's cheaper than a week's rent.
Oh, wow.
And they can't get a house. So Ipswich is not like that. From our experience, it's definitely not like that. There is some positive news. There is more supply. Rental prices are now starting to become a little bit more flexible.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest to tenants, don't be afraid, I guess. Say someone's got a property for rent at $500 a week. It's been on there for a little while. Offer them $480.
Yeah.
You might get lucky.
Well, I mean, those investors are also having some of their own affordability issues.
They've got some stress issues too.
Yeah.
Because like I said, they've got to make the repayment. But if it sits there for 3 weeks and they just tore up $1,500, guess what?
They don't have that.
Well, they've got to find it out of their own pocket now.
That's right.
So that's why I'm saying I think there is some room for negotiation.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid. Don't be ridiculous. Don't offer $50 or $60 under. but there might be some room $10 or $20 under what the landlord is asking.
Ask good questions.
Yeah. Ask good questions. And obviously, if you talk to the property managers, again, sometimes people think the real estate agent's the boogeyman and we're out to get you, and we're always on the side of the landlord. We want to see these properties filled.
Yeah.
So our property managers will help you. Okay, if you want to get into a property, we will help you get into it, because obviously we need to fill the properties for our landlords.
Lovely.
So there is some good news there.
And if you're looking to have your property managed by NGU, what do we do there?
Give us a call. Give us a call at the office. I won't say the phone number. People can Google it. But at the end of the day, give us a call. We manage across Ipswich. We manage in the vicinity of 1,000 investment properties. So we're a very large company. So not only do we sell a minimum of 2 houses a day, we also manage 1,000 rental properties. Wow. So we're a really big company in terms of that respect. Big for some people doesn't always mean great. In our case, we've got an amazingly dedicated group of, I'm going to say ladies, because they all are ladies, who are looking after your needs as a tenant, the needs of our landlords, and honestly, they all care. Yeah. Okay, they want you to be happy. They want the landlord to be happy. Okay, the only way we can do that is obviously we provide a quality home. The tenant pays their rent. Okay, everyone's happy.
Amazing.
Yes, it's not hard. So overall, Ipswich real estate market is in great condition. Okay, we're coming from a position of strength. There's still great news for sellers right now.
Great. Not
going to last forever. Okay, for buyers, if you find the right home in the right area with all the things that you want, buy today. Don't worry about any short-term fluctuations. Yeah. Okay, but there is some relief on the way for buyers, I would suggest. And for tenants, there is some good news. There is a greater supply, and some of the prices are starting to become a bit more flexible.
Amazing.
Any other questions for me?
I think we've pretty much covered everything.
I think we've covered everything. So, thanks for tuning in. Now, to hear and see more of On the Couch with Steve, just subscribe to our link below. Special thanks to our lovely guest, Kira Colledge from River 949.
Welcome.
Thank you, Kira.
You're welcome.
Always a pleasure. Now, if you have an opinion about the topic we've discussed today, please get in contact with us. We'd love to hear your views through our social pages. And I guess finally, stay tuned for more with On the Couch with Steve.